Today I want to share a third and final passage that clearly influenced the early church and the gospel writers and looking at Jesus and his birth and who he became. And this is the passage in Isaiah chapter 9, verses 2 through 7, which is almost like a hymn praising the Messianic King. And many of us can hear this set to music and Handel's wonderful work, The Messiah. It's just so powerful. And our verse for today is verse 6, Isaiah 9:6. For a child has been born for us, a son given to us, and authority rests upon his shoulders, and he is named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. And that's clearly a verse that we associate and think of with Jesus. And the idea that a child has been born for us. I mean, every year at Christmas we talk about this, but it really is stunning just to think of the humility and the vulnerability of God being willing to take on human form and not coming as a fully developed, grown human, but coming as a helpless, dependent baby. And yet that child who has been born is one who is going to have authority, who will be a wonderful counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, God in the flesh, God incarnate. That's what the incarnation means, right? In the flesh. Jesus is God in the flesh, God in human form. And I want to just share a phrase with you as we think about that. And have you ever heard the phrase, or maybe even used the phrase yourself, when you're under a lot of stress, that you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, or you say that about somebody? It's something to think about Jesus, that in a sense the weight of the world truly was on his shoulders. And when it says the government or authority rests upon his shoulders, um, Jesus is carrying all this weight. He ends up carrying the weight and the baggage of sin on his shoulders for all of humanity, for the whole world. And what a burden that must have been. Uh, this video is being shown on December 29th during a period when many people from our church will be traveling and will be on the road. Some of us will be driving, like Jill and I will be. Others of you will be flying to different places. And have you ever flown somewhere and had the airline lose your luggage? It's really not a fun experience, is it? It really kind of stinks. And it makes life more difficult and it's a hassle. But I want to flip that around today to say sometimes we carry around baggage and luggage that we don't really need to carry. And these are things about the past, about things we wish we had done or things we wish we hadn't done, about things that we wish we could go back and do over, but we know that we can't. Sometimes we carry around baggage and luggage that we'd be better off losing. And as we head towards New Year's Eve and the beginning of a new year next week, I just want to encourage you to think about, consider if there's some baggage in your life that you'd be better off losing, letting it go, and actually handing it over to Jesus and let him bear the weight of it and free you to walk in newness of life, unburdened, into 2024.